Daily Mass Readings and Reflection. August 4, 2023. Feast Day of Saint John Mary Vianney, Priest. First reading is taken from the book of Leviticus chapter 23. Verses 1, 4 to 11, 15 to 16, 27, 34 to 37. The Lord said to Moses, "These are the festivals of the Lord which you shall celebrate at their proper time with a sacred assembly. The Passover of the Lord falls on the 14th day of the first month, at the evening twilight. The 15th day of this month is the Lord's feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first of these days you shall hold a sacred assembly and do sort of work. On each of the 7 days you shall offer an oblation to the Lord. Then on the 7th day you shall again hold a sacred assembly and do no sort of work." The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the children of Israel and tell them, when you come into the land which I am giving you, and reap your harvest, you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest, who shall wave the sheaf before the Lord that it may be acceptable for you. On the day after the Sabbath the priest shall do this, beginning with the day after the Sabbath. The day on which you bring the wave offering sheaf, you shall count 7 full weeks, and then on the day after the 7th week, the 50th day, you shall present the new cereal offering to the Lord. The 10th of this 7th month is the Day of Atonement, when you shall hold a sacred assembly and mortify yourselves and offer an oblation to the Lord. The 15th day of this 7th month is the Lord's Feast of Booths, which shall continue for 7 days. On the first day there shall be a sacred assembly, and you shall do no sort of work. For 7 days you shall offer an oblation to the Lord, and on the 8th day you shall again hold a sacred assembly and offer an oblation to the Lord. On that solemn closing you shall do no sort of work. These, therefore, are the festivals of the Lord on which you shall proclaim a sacred assembly, and offer as an oblation to the Lord burnt offerings and cereal offerings, sacrifices and libations, as prescribed for each day." Responsorial Psalm. Sing with joy to God our help. A reading from our Holy Gospel according to Matthew chapter 13. Verses 54 to 58. Jesus came to his native place and taught the people in their synagogue. They were astonished and said, "Where did this man get such wisdom and mighty deeds? Is he not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother named Mary and his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? Are not his sisters all with us? Where did this man get all this?" And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his native place and in his own house." And he did not work many mighty deeds there because of their lack of faith. Today's reflection for our Holy Gospel. The carpenter's son. After hearing Jesus' teachings, the crowds who came from all over the place are in admiring astonishment at him in his hometown. However, The town's folks could not believe that such powerful and gracious words come from an ordinary carpenter's son who used to reside with them in some backwater village of Galilee, Nazareth. They think they know him too well to be impressed by his teachings. In effect, their lack of faith prevents Jesus from performing many mighty deeds there. Jesus' teachings have been a call to faith in him and the message of the kingdom. In presenting the rejection of Jesus in Nazareth, Matthew poignantly reminds his readers that not all will welcome Jesus' teaching. Even those who know him best will take offense at him and thwart the coming of the kingdom through their unbelief. May we never fall into the temptation of thinking that we already know Jesus too well to be able to be surprised daily by his words and actions.